I wanted to drop out of school to find a job, so, I could probably find somewhere else to stay, because me and my mom was like going through problems last year.
I was like always in a lot of trouble. Like I was constantly wrote up.
These students from Ruston High admit they had been on paths to becoming dropouts. One way Louisiana is working to turn the dropout rate around is through the Dropout Early Warning System. Louisiana Department of Education College and Career Readiness Director Debbie Shum.
We now have data that can have a high school principal know the names of the students who, the moment they walk into their building, are actually behind before they walk through the door.
Since the highest percentage of Louisiana's dropouts give up in their freshman year, schools are countering with ninth grade academies. Freshman English teacher Laura Hammond says it's working well at Ruston High.
But really, their four core teachers become like a sounding board for them. It's somebody that they feel very close to, and they can come to myself or go to their math teacher or their biology teacher or their world geography teacher. So they feel a connection with four adults that before I don't think we really had.
And Terrius Reed says Freshman Academy was the turning point for him.
Helped me realize that if I get put out of high school, then I probably wouldn't be able to make it far in life.
Kathy Latendre, a Ruston High administrator, says one way to measure the effectiveness of Freshman Academy is attendance.
Last year when we did all the data, our kids missed half as many days as they had missed in 8th grade when we looked at our 9th graders. So when you can cut their absentee rate down and they're in school, they can learn. When you're not in school, learning's not going to take place.
That brings up another dropout prevention tactic, truancy enforcement. Truancy officers like Anthony Smith patrol the streets each school day and also deliver notices to parents and guardians when a school says a student has been absent without an excuse for 5 days or more.
It tells you the guidelines of what the state require the parent to do as far as their kid attending school. It also entails what will happen if you do not adhere to what these guidelines are.
Louisiana law says the parents of truants can be fined up to $250 and or sentenced to up to 30 days in jail. The state also recognizes that not every student is cut out for college, so it offers more career instruction. Training is offered through career academies within high schools, each geared to a particular theme, like what's offered at Fair Park High in Shreveport, medicine.
There's always going to be a job somewhere in the medical field. There's always going to be people sick and need attention to their body, so I think that I'll be pretty good at that since I'm a sports guy.
The state is also targeting at-risk students with a national program called JAG, Jobs for America's Graduates.
There is the extracurricular part, which talks about students getting job experiences, actually doing job shadowing, going out and working in businesses and getting a chance to see what is out there and the skills that they need. The second part is that they have a classroom experience where they learn job competencies.
A project-based learning program called New Tech is also showing promise for keeping students in school. In New Tech, students use laptops rather than textbooks. Louisiana currently has 8 New Tech campuses, including the one at Ruston High. Sophomore Adam Rangus likes it a lot.
Like, it's hands-on. That's the way I'm more comfortable with learning. It's really hands-on. I'm really getting involved with the work that I am doing, and it's teaching me for the real world.
Not all of the programs battling Louisiana's dropout problem are governmental. A number of nonprofits are also addressing the issue, including Volunteers of America's Lighthouse Project in Shreveport. They offer after-school homework help and mentoring to 600 children and have a nearly 100% success rate keeping kids in school. Damon Doty credits Lighthouse with keeping him on track to get his high school diploma at the age of 20.
I like the atmosphere of being around a group of people that don't know much about you, but seeing that you're trying to do something in your life, they try to help you as much as they can.
In order to encourage more parental involvement, Lighthouse has come up with a clever way of getting moms, dads, grandparents, and guardians to attend conferences about their kids. They can bring their laundry along and wash and dry for free while learning how to better help their children succeed in school. Scott Hughes, CEO of the Alliance for Education in Northwest Louisiana, says greater efforts must be made to keep parents involved in their teens' education.
Parents tend to really engage at the K-5 level. You know, they'll walk their kids to school, they want to make sure their babies are taken care of. As the child begins to enter the traditional middle school or junior high school level, parents pull back.
He says returning to a K-8 model for schools can keep the parents involved through the tough transition to the teenage years.
One of the issues we have with what some school districts are doing, Caddo Parish is one, is they went the other way. They're linking the middle school up to the high school.
All of these programs are aiming at the short-term goal of raising Louisiana's high school graduation rate to 80% by 2014. Studies show that long-term, the best dropout preventative is early childhood education. And while Louisiana has pre-K programs in place, serving about a third of the state's 4-year-olds, state officials have decided not to apply for the $500 million federal Race to the Top Early Learning Challenge grants. For the Southern Education Desk, I'm Sue Lincoln